Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I have such a cute eyeshadow palette to try out. This is from the brand Half Caked and it's the Your Eyes Only 9 Pigment Palette. So this is a product that I actually was able to redeem ipsy points for maybe last month or the month before. And I just think that this has such awesome shades in it. So it's cruelty-free, vegan, and it cost $16. And it's supposed to be long-lasting, blendable, and I love that it's in this kind of floppy disk design, and it has the mirror, but look at these shades. I feel like this was designed with my taste in mind because the neutral tan shades are the shades that I really wear the most often, but I love when an eyeshadow palette has pink in it, especially a shimmery pink. So it's like they threw in 2 pink shades for me personally. So I love that there's this raspberry shade, and then of course the pink sparkle. Gotta swatch those. While I'm at it, I'll swatch a few of the other shades. But these really do have nice textures. Ooh, that shimmery shade is actually a perfect highlight shade. Look at how glowy that is. Oh, and the gorgeous pink sparkle. Extremely pigmented matte shades. Oh my gosh. I am so impressed by every single one of these swatches. Those swatched nearly perfectly. Okay, so first step, just like I always do, I'm going to test these out with and without an eyeshadow primer. I think from the swatches that these are going to be pretty impressive on their own and not even need a primer, but we're gonna find out. I'm going in with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, which I use pretty much every single time. My next step is to typically set the lid with a white, an off-white shade, and there's no shade in this palette that's quite light enough for that. So I'm gonna move on to my highlighting step, and there is that perfect highlight shade. So I'm just gonna use my finger to pick some of it up and apply it to the brow, which this is so bright and pigmented that I'm actually just gonna use a little bit. And now I'm blending it out with a clean finger because that is an intense highlighter, but beautiful. Still with the same amount left on my finger, I can use that to highlight and brighten the inner corner, and it is just the perfect brightening shade for that inner corner. Wow. So I love that a little goes a long way with this shimmery highlight shade. Oh my goodness, so impressive. It's so easy to blend with my finger. And there are some great crease and transition shades in here. So first I'm going to pick up the lightest matte shade. A little bit of kickback, but not too bad. And I'm going to blend this into that transition area. So bringing this from the crease up to the brow bone and then blending that highlight shade into the perfect space right above and below the brow. And this is a great camel brown shade. Nothing too intense, but just to start transitioning into the colors that I'm going to put on my lid and start building up a little contour and definition to the eye. And this seems to be nice and blendable, and it's buildable, although I'm trying to keep the shade pretty diffused. Picking up a more dense, focused, smaller brush, I'm going to move on to the next darkest of the brown mattes. And I'm going to build up the crease with this shade and add even more dimension to the eye shape. And of course, these two shades just go perfectly together. It's a perfect transition. And it just blends out so smooth. This is now the eye without the primer. And I would say it's looking pretty much the same as far as how easy it is to blend and how pigmented it is. And it's buildable. I'm just adding a little bit more to darken this up. And so this palette has 4 matte shades and 5 shimmer shades. So I definitely want to incorporate some shimmers onto the lid now. So first, I think I'm going to pick up this, I'm going to pick up the darkest brown. And I know these are pigmented, so I'm just going to start out with a little bit. And I'm going to tap this into that outer corner of the lid. Once again, just adding more dimension to the eye. That's really what I love to do with brown tones of eyeshadow. It's just work with the dimensions and try and enhance the eye shape. So I like to put a darker shade in this outer corner to help lift the eye, and just blending this out. I'm not even going to build it up too dark, but already you can see like that looks so pretty. And from just this base here, I could add so many of the other shades in this palette to fill in the rest of the lid, because I think they would all go perfectly with this kind of neutral base to an eyeshadow look. And then just going back in and blending it out, because I always struggle to get the outer corner perfectly placed when I use my finger. So just using the brush to fill that all in, and I have to go for it. Of course I do. I have to pick up the beautiful pink shimmer to be the shade that I use to fill in the rest of the eyelid. Wow, I love that this is like a duochrome kind of pink with a gold shift. So it makes it look like a pretty neutral pink tone to work perfectly with these browns and be really like an anytime type of pink shade to wear. And I think that looks so pretty. You almost don't realize that it's pink, but when the light hits it, you get that pink hue. That is so pretty and so unique. Wow, what a cool shade. Oh, you know this is an eyeshadow look that I am going to be doing often. It is just everything that I love to wear in eyeshadows, like neutral, but then still some pink and some sparkle. And it enhances the eye, and it's so blendable and easy to use. I am just loving this. And of course, just blending that all out. What do we think? Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Of course I am. And I was going to put one of the other brown shimmers on the lid as well, but I figured I could actually save that for the lower lash line, because I love to wear brown shimmer on the lower lash line. And of course there are a lot of great brown shimmers in this that I can use for that purpose. But I think I'll go for this one. Maybe the lighter of the two that I haven't tried yet, these two. I'm just going to blend this with a smaller brush. Ooh, along that lower lash line, and this is a really pretty shade as well. It's very brightening, not so dark, which I think helps give more of an open look to my eyes, but it still adds some shimmer. It helps to emphasize the eye. So pretty. Oh my gosh, this eyeshadow look just makes me so happy to look at. It's so flattering, which of course is what I want to achieve with my eyeshadow looks. Wow. So here you can see my finished look. And I think you can tell from my reaction as I've been applying this that I'm very happy with this. I am definitely going to get such great use out of this palette. It's also a great little travel size. And so now, this is the eye with the primer. This is the eye without the primer. And I don't really notice any difference. There's no creasing. Both eyes seem to have the same amount of pigment. So wow. It is as good of a formula as I was expecting based off the swatches. And I just am so impressed too, like it's vegan and cruelty free, but I had always kind of heard that vegan eyeshadows were not as pigmented and impressive of formulas, but this palette proves that wrong. So if you've tried this palette, I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video.